Hey guys, Bodhi here from Pierce Maker Studios bringing you another video. And in today's video, it is time for my updated top 25 roller coasters I have ridden. Just a quick disclaimer though, there are a lot of parks that I have not visited yet, so you will not see any coasters from Great Adventure or Cedar Point on this list, because I haven't visited them yet. Also, this was a very hard list to put together. I just found it difficult to give every coaster on my top 25 a specific number. Later this year or next year I could get better rides on coasters I didn't like and bad rides on some coasters I liked, so my list could easily change. Overall, take it with a grain of salt. At 25 is Kumba at Busch Gardens, Tampa. A couple months ago I got to visit this classic B&M. Even though it's a lot older than I am, it still gives a great ride. It's really intense. I love Kumba. It's a great ride. Make sure when you go to Busch Gardens, Tampa, you check their refurbishment schedule. Just do not miss out on this classic B&M. At number 24 is Great Bear. This coaster was surprisingly intense. I've heard some bad stuff going in, and this is my third favorite B&M invert. It's a really good ride. The corkscrew and the zero-G roll are really whippy. It's another one of those classic B&Ms you cannot miss out on. At number 23 is Manta at SeaWorld Orlando. 3 B&Ms in a row. Wow. Guys, Manta is a really good ride. It's not quite as intense as Superman Ultimate Flight, but it does have some good theming, and it does get a long line, which is not good, but it does have some good theming, and it does go near the water. So Manta is a really good ride, still. Number 22 is Roar at Six Flags America. This ride is really good. Even though it's a GCI running PTC train, which sounds really bad, this is actually a really good ride. It's my second favorite GCI ever, right behind Thunderhead. Number 21 is Superman Ultimate Flight at Six Flags over Georgia. This is my favorite flying coaster, B&M or Vekoma, for sure. A lot of people will disagree with me with this because a lot of people like Manta more, saying it's more intense. No way. Superman is way more intense. It has a lot more compact pretzel loop. I know the drop is bigger on Manta with the pretzel loop, but just Superman's is a lot more intense in my opinion. Number 20 is Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure at Universal's Islands of Adventure. This is my second favorite coaster at Universal. It's a really good ride. It's really fun. It's not that thrilling. It just has some great theming, and it's actually pretty thrilling, but it's not like anything like Hulk or the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. Number 19 is Wild Eagle at Dollywood. This is the only wing coaster I have ridden, and it is a really good one. The loop is actually really compact. It's not really, but it's just really intense for no reason. And the zero-G roll is fun. A lot of the ride is just fun. A lot of people say they should scrap it though. This ride is very underrated. They should not scrap this thing. It's a really good ride. Number 18 is Superman Ride of Steel at Six Flags America, an Intamin hypercoaster. This is a really good Intamin hypercoaster. I'm sure there's better out there, but this is the best one I've ridden. Yes, I said it. It is better than the one at Hershey Park, Skyrush. Skyrush will not be on this list because I just did not really enjoy my ride on Skyrush that much. Number 17 is Alpine Geist at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, a B&M invert. This is my second favorite B&M invert I have ever ridden. It is a really good ride. It's really whippy. It's just awesome. The Cobra roll is insane. This whole ride is just insane. It's really big. It's just awesome. You gotta make sure you do not miss out on this B&M. Number 16 is Apollo's Chariot at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. This is my second least favorite B&M hyper, but I have ridden a lot of coasters. Not even 1 year ago, this was my favorite B&M hyper, and now it's my second least favorite. Only behind Intimidator. Apollo's Chariot is a really good ride. It has some great flow to air time. It has some good turns. It has this unique turnaround you're about to see right now. It's a pretty unique B&M hyper, and it's a really good one too. Number 15 is Dominator at Kings Dominion. This is my second favorite floorless coaster I've ridden, and the longest floorless coaster in the world. It only has one really spot of headbanging. It's at the top of the loop you just saw, and it has like a slight vibration through the ride, but it's the slightest vibration you could ever feel. Other than that, it's really smooth and the inversions are really intense and fun. Number 14 is Candymonium at Hershey Park. This is one of my favorite B&M hypers, my third favorite B&M hyper. It is a really good ride. It has an 8-second airtime hill, the first airtime hill after the drop. It has a speed hill, which is not as good as another coaster you'll see soon, but it is still a good ride for sure. It is amazing, and yeah, Number 13 is Kraken at SeaWorld Orlando. This is my favorite B&M floorless coaster I've ever ridden. It is a little bit better than Dominator, not by a lot, but it definitely is, just because I think this has a much better layout. There's not really many dull moments in the ride except for the end of the ride. Like, this ride just has element after element. I mean, vertical loop, dive loop, zero G roll, cobra roll, just everything is packed into a really good floorless coaster. Number 12 is Twisted Cyclone at Six Flags over Georgia. This is my least favorite RMC I've ridden, but it is at number 12 on my overall list. That just shows how good RMC is and how good this actual coaster is. I love this coaster and it's my least favorite RMC. That just shows how good RMC is. It's just an awesome ride. It's just really good. I love it. You guys need to do it when you're out over Georgia. Don't let the size fool you. Number 11 is Montu at Busch Gardens, Tampa. This is by far my favorite B&M invert I've ever ridden, and I know it's a lot of other people's favorites. It's better than all the other ones on this list. And yeah, it's just a really good ride. It's really intense. The Batwing. Just the Batwing. Like I said about Kumba, make sure you do not miss this ride. I know they have this thing where they maintain the rides for a while. Make sure it's not closed. Make sure you go when all the 3 big B&Ms are open. Starting off the top 10 is Mako at SeaWorld Orlando. It is my second favorite B&M Hyper. It is the only B&M Hyper that I have ridden that actually has little ejector airtime. It's really good. It has a speed hill just like Candymonium, but this one is 1,000 times better. And it also has 2 of the 8-second airtime hills, and it's a really good ride. Number 9 is Thunderhead at Dollywood, the wildest ride in the woods. This ride is so good. It is one of the only actual wooden coasters that actually has like really good positive G-forces. I was not expecting that going in, and it really surprised me. It's insane. It's like Roar, but this one is actually a little bit better than Roar. Okay, it's a lot better than Roar. Yeah, the station flyby is pretty cool. Yeah, it was a really good ride. It didn't have as much airtime as I would have liked. That's what prevented me from putting it a little higher. But yeah, Thunderhead's a great ride. Number 8 is Fahrenheit at Hershey Park. This is a really good ride. It is an Intamin vertical lift coaster. I don't know, that's what I'm going to call it for now. It mixes inversions and airtime just perfectly. There's enough airtime to where you're not like, okay, I want airtime. And it's enough inversions to be like, okay, I kind of want some more inversions. It's just an amazing ride. It kind of has a rattle in the Cobra Roll, but I don't even care. It's a really good ride, though. Number 7 is the Incredible Hulk at Islands of Adventure. This is my favorite coaster at the entire Universal Orlando Resort. Although Velocicoaster is coming, that will probably become the new number 1. But guys, Hulk is a really fun ride. It's not really about the bone-crushing positive G's that people say it has. I wouldn't really call it like that. I'd call it whippy, and that is the reason why I love it so much. Number 6 is Copperhead Strike at Carowinds. This is a really fun ride, and I mean really fun. I am a little bit biased towards it because it's at my second home park, Carowinds, and I rode it on opening day when I was first starting to become like a diehard coaster enthusiast. So that helps a lot, but yeah, this is basically the same deal as Fahrenheit. It has a bunch of inversions, it has a bunch of airtime. This one has a lot more airtime and a lot better airtime though, which that's what gives it the edge over Fahrenheit for sure. Number 5 is Goliath at Six Flags over Georgia. Yes, Goliath. Guys, I used to really hate this coaster, but now I really love it actually. It's my 5th favorite roller coaster, so it's great. It is definitely my favorite B&M hyper coaster I've ridden. It is amazing. It has actually a bunch of positive G's on the helix. It has some great airtime. Not ejector airtime like Mako, but there's a lot of this. Like, it's almost like 6 airtime hills towards the end. It's insane. But yeah, this is by far my favorite B&M hyper coaster, but not my favorite B&M coaster. Number 4 is Fury 325 at Carowinds. Fury is an awesome ride. It is really good. It is the only B&M Giga coaster I've ever ridden. It is the best B&M coaster I've ever ridden. And look, it has a bunch of airtime on the airtime hills, but they don't really have any sideways airtime, which a lot of people say it does. Not really, and it is not forceless at all. It's just not very like whippy, and there's not much positives. But it is still an awesome ride. I know I sound like I'm kind of hating on it a little bit, like it should be not even top 10, but no. This ride is awesome. It's just not like people say it has sideways airtime, but it really doesn't. Number 3 is Twisted Timbers at King's Dominion. This is an awesome ride. It has so much airtime. The 3 camelbacks are insane. The drop is just great. I love the whip in the back row on the drop. The first airtime was kind of meh, and the overbank is really fun. I just love this coaster. I adore this coaster. It's really fun, and yeah, just really fun. It doesn't have that much force. Like, it's not like anything like positive machine, but it is definitely a negative machine. Number 2 is Intimidator 305 at King's Dominion. Guys, this coaster has been my number 1 for almost 2 years now. Guys, this is such an amazing coaster. It's so intense. It has some great airtime, and it has some great whip and just some great positive G's. It has everything you want. But I've recently rode a coaster that I think is better than it, honestly. And yeah, I never really thought I'd say that this soon, but yeah, I rode a coaster a couple days ago that I think is better than Intimidator 305, obviously, because this is at number 2. So, yeah, let's get to the number 1 spot. I'm sure you guys are wondering. Coming in at number 1, my favorite roller coaster of all time, Lightning Rod at Dollywood. A launched RMC wooden coaster. Guys, this ride is all sorts of messed up. It has a launched lift hill, so that is just insane already. And then it gives you a surprise pop of airtime where you don't quite go down the first drop, but you do a dolly, and then you just dive. Like, it is just so fun, guys. I love Lightning Rod. It has some great positive G-forces, great negative G-forces, and yeah, it's just awesome. And it also has that slight iconic wooden coaster rumble to the track that I just love. Like I said with Intimidator 305 when it became my number 1, I don't see much beating this, especially this year. There's only 2 coasters that I might ride this year that could beat it, aka Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point and El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure. Any other ones? I don't know. Any other ones that could beat it, I probably won't ride this year. So, yeah, guys. I put a lot of work into this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, I put a lot of work into this video, so it'd mean a lot if you liked, subscribe, comment, share. It helps the channel greatly against the YouTube algorithm too. So yeah, please just do it. Guys, as always, until next time, have a Cedar Fair day.